Hey, hey, hey. Hey, y'all. Happy, what is this? Where are we? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. And I think it's what? The third day of the 12 days of Christmas. For those of you that participate in the 12 days of Christmas, you should, let me see, what's today? 4 days of Christmas. So for me, I'm doing Vlogmas. Okay. So I've been at this thing since December 1st. And like I said, I am promising you guys a live content from the 1st through the 25th. That's my Vlogmas. I call it Livemas. Hey, Shatika, good to see you. Good to see you tuning in. And I gotta admit, y'all, if I sound a little nasally, it's because I am. If I sound a little sniffy, it's because I am. So your girl got just a little mini cold. I was out in the elements and it is cold here. I'm not liking it. Y'all see me in my little hoodie. And I'm not liking this weather. Like, I'm like, come on. So the sun is shining. It's a cute little day here. So that part is good. But at the same time, I'm like, bruh, enough already with the cold. Okay. But I can't really complain because it's not snowing where I live and it is mild. It's just colder than normal. Let me check what the weather is. But overnight it was freezing. So I woke up with a little sniffle. So right now it's 62. That's too much for me. So it's going to be 62, 60 is 62. And then it'll warm up a little bit more on Saturday and throughout the week. So right now I am freezing. And like I said, I may have to mute the mic a little bit, to get blow my nose a little bit. Y'all know, I mean, life, it is life, right? Shoot. Anyway, shout out to you guys who are catching the replay. And make sure you leave a comment. Say hi to me as you are watching. So today's lineup is just a plethora of a whole bunch of stuff from political to foolishness. I want to cover the stories that I didn't get to cover the other day because StreamYard was cutting up. So today, the connection seems to be very well. So I'm going to jump right into it. Before I jump into it, make sure you check out, if you haven't already, my other channel where I did my makeup and we did a makeup chit chat and I gave my commentary. I gave my reaction to this viral story that everyone seems to be putting their hat in about the system. And I want to choose my words wisely as far as what I'm saying, but it's a very tragic situation. And so I didn't really want to talk about it over here. And so we talked about it over there. So make sure, if you haven't already, go ahead and find the channel and I'll have it linked below if it's not already in the description box. So anyway, let's hit this first story. If you see me rubbing, I ain't doing nothing crazy. I'm on my heating pad because my hands are cold. Y'all, I'm from Florida. Any hint of cold, I don't want it. I don't want to feel it at all. I do not want to feel the cold air. So, but the other part about that is I don't want to, I don't want to freeze everybody else out. So, all right, let's just jump right into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is, I guess they are suggesting and really letting everyone know that there is going to be a significant increase of the COVID virus, this Omicron, and to the point where I'm hearing about closures. I'm hearing about, I told you guys the other day that California has now implemented a new mask mandate for indoor properties, so spaces, so wherever you're at indoors, restaurants, venues, that type of thing. Well, New York City is seeing a record number of new cases as well. And so let me share this with you while I read. So unfortunately, like even for us, we they've been doing this since COVID. They're like, listen, winter break is coming up. Don't be out here doing crazy stuff. So this is one of the school districts. This is parents picking it up. Just a cute little story. But anyway, I know we got an email and they was like, listen, don't be haphazard. Don't forget the fact that you need to social distance. They gave us a whole guideline of what we need to do over the winter break to avoid your children being exposed and or missing school. Well, the kids in New York are going to see be missing school because their schools are closing. City schools set a new record for COVID cases Wednesday as the Department of Education knocked down talk of a system-wide shutdown. The Department of Education logged a total of 546 new positive cases, 384 students, 162 teachers. What does it look like in your school? What does it look like in your district? I know it's pretty quiet. I don't know if it's quiet because they aren't reporting or if they slacked on reporting, but I haven't gotten an email concerning my kids in a minute. And I think when this whole thing jumped off, they used to just tell you, generally speaking, when it was an exposure. I think now what they're doing is just letting you know if your kid is exposed. So thankfully, knock on wood, our kids have not been exposed or anything. So we have not gotten an email. So those are some significant numbers when you look at it. And it says the highest number of the year so far, surpassing the 518 total cases that they had on December 7th. So Wednesday's tally was more than double. The mayor, they got a new mayor, Bill Belasco, says, hey, listen, I know that the numbers are going up. I see the totals of what you're talking about, but he said the system is stable. So I guess he's shooting down a school closure. He says, quote, I am happy to say, even though we're dealing with the real challenge, we have about 1,600 schools. Only one is closed, he said. So yeah, it's a challenge. It's a challenge to be a teacher nowadays. I talk to my teacher friends, and a lot of their teaching and instruction time is interrupted because they are dealing with mask up and mask down and go blow your nose and go wash your hands and that whole thing. So hopefully, we don't see any. I don't think there will be a shutdown happening. Personally, there will be no shutdown as far as I'm concerned. So, oh, look, I'm frozen. Yay. Okay. Maybe I'm not. So anyway, hey, Trash Can Waves. So anyway, that's that in news, COVID news in California. So let me see if I can find this other story, because now it appears that there is, let me see if I can find it, actual guidance, if I can say that, about double masking. I know some people that don't wear masks, some people who are like, you know what, I'm not doing a mask, leave me alone. And then there's some people that are like, I've been double masking and leave me alone, mind your business type thing. Well, here's a picture of someone. He appears to be double masked. And what that is just basically wearing two facial coverings. And I know people that are, like I said, anti-maskers, and not even necessarily anti-maskers. They just don't want to wear the mask. So I guess that is anti-masker. Well, anyway, it's been reported that double masking is among the most effective way to ensure that face coverings stop the spread of the C-19, according to a new study. Like I said, there are a lot of people that that have already been doing that practice as far as double masking. I find it very uncomfortable, so I'm not going to say that I double mask, but I guess in certain situations, I probably would end up doing that. I don't know. Anyway, layering a 3-ply cloth mask over a medical mask or securing a medical mask with an elastic brace provides the best protection against respiratory droplets. And that's what this whole thing is about. And so now they are advising, they are saying that as a result of a study that they did, it is now being confirmed that double masking definitely works. So if you get an N95, so to speak, for an example, rather, and that covering alone, they says, is 50%, blocks about 50% of the droplets, but and about 42% of those discharged with breathing out of the data showed. However, when you place the cloth mask over the N95, double masking blocked at least 85% of the droplets from coughs and at least 91% of those that exhaled, the researchers said. So they're just letting you know, and I'm just bringing the news to you, that this is a different option. If you've never considered it, they said they did a study, and this is what the study has found. So that's that part. Let's see. I'm wearing my birthday mask. I'm not getting ammonia. Okay. Somebody tell the CDC they don't need those spacesuits no more with the oxygen tape. They can just double mask. Rarely go out, but when I do, double mask and hand sanitizer, Lysol and spray. Shatika said, listen, I'm taking zero chances, and that's how I feel. That's how she is mitigating the risk. So yeah, I think that this study basically solidified what a lot of people were thinking and wondering, and they kind of went on ahead and did it on their own. So the other thing is, the other day, let me see if I can find this picture. The other day, there we go. The other day, I did a story and I was talking about, whether Steph Curry was going to break this record for 3-pointers, and he did. Okay. I told y'all I'm not huge on basketball as much as I am for the Seahawks, who finally won, for the love of God. Thank you, Jesus. But anyway, Steph Curry broke the record, and everybody's, woo, that whole thing. And congratulations to him. A lot of people are wondering, okay, is he better than Michael Jordan? So if you're listening right now, and leave a comment down below, especially if you are someone that follows basketball. One of the things that my daughter said, okay, are we judging him by the complete stats, or are we judging him as far and comparing him to Michael Jordan as a whole, or just the 3-pointers? How are we judging Steph Curry as the GOAT? Would you say he's the GOAT? I'm with you, Shatika. So yeah, leave a comment down below. Trash Can Ways, let me know what you think about this if you follow basketball. But yes, he broke the record. He broke Allen's record. So a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people are now getting, as we always do, Lord, we always comparing somebody to somebody, okay? And that's what they're saying. They're saying he's better than Jordan. I'll say this. I don't know the stats, but I will say this. He's the king of the 3-pointers for sure. Does he have the same star power as Jordan? No, I don't think he has the same star power. Like Jordan is, and so is Steph, but Jordan is and was basketball. Point blank, period. Star power out of this world. But I don't know if we could say the same thing for Steph to that level. Not saying he's not a star, but he ain't a Jordan, with the shoes and the notoriety and all of that. I don't watch no fool's ball. Okay, he don't watch. All right. So Trash Can Waves, you heard it here. He said he doesn't watch football. So those of you that do watch football, leave a comment down below, especially if you're catching the replay. Let me know what you think. Is Steph the all-time GOAT of just the 3-pointers, or does he hold it for basketball, period? Is he a basketball great to the point where people that are saying he's greater than Jordan? Is it true? Let's see. So that's that. Why is puppy? So speaking of sports, you guys know I reported months back about the Jacksonville, let me share his face. The Jacksonville Jaguars head coach. Remember, he had a situation in the club, okay? And someone was filming him in the club. And I was like, well, what the heck is the big deal? And I think what the big deal was with him is that he was already in the hot seat for allegedly treating Black players a certain way. And so it's being reported that he has been fired. Urban Meyer, less than 1 year into his tenure with the franchise owner, Chad Kahn announced early today he is out. Offensive coordinator Darrell Bevell, who was once at the Seahawks, and we hated him when I ain't gonna say hate, but the 12s didn't like him there, will serve as the interim head coach for the final 4 games of the NFL season. So what they said is, after deliberation over many weeks and thorough analysis of the entirety of Urban's tenure with our team. So that's what I'm saying. They weren't just looking at the situation with the bar. They're looking at other reports of him treating different players disrespectfully, I guess I could say. It says, I am bitterly disappointed to arrive at the conclusion that an immediate change is imperative for everyone. I informed Urban of the change on Wednesday evening. As I stated in October, regaining our trust and respect was essential. Regrettably, it did not happen. So Meyer's record posted a 2-11 record through 14 weeks, but his tenure also marked off the field issues. So in February, Meyer hired head coach Chris Doyle, who was accused of making racist remarks and belittling Black players while in Iowa. Doyle resigned a day later. However, in May, the former Jaguars coach signed Florida quarterback Tim Tebow to play tight end, a position he had never played. Tebow was with the Jaguars through the offseason workouts, but failed to earn the position on the roster. The NFL also issued a fine to Meyer and the Jaguars for excessive contact at an organized team activity in June. Okay, then we had another incident followed in October where the Jaguars lost to the Cincinnati Bengals in September, and Meyer didn't fly home with the team, opting to go to Columbus, Ohio to visit his grandchildren. Now, he know good and well, so he didn't care at that point. Then comes the point where I reported when a video surfaced with him in the bar showing him basically twerking on some woman who was not his wife, and she was giving him a cute little lap dance. So anyway, he apologized the next day. I was like, look, you don't owe me an apology. You need to talk to Miss Meyer. So now it is being reported that after reviewing all those incidents, he's out at the Jaguars. He is out. Let's see what you guys are saying. Jordan isn't no Magic Johnson. I don't know the stats, but I can agree with you from what I know. But the question is, so Jordan isn't a Magic Johnson. Is a Steph Curry a Magic Johnson and or a Jordan? Is that the guy who was getting the lap dance? Yes, Ruby King, that's him. Love it. I love when you guys recall the stories that I do. I don't watch no foosball. So yeah, that is him. He is out. I'm not celebrating one way or another. I hate to see people out of their coins, but if there is some misconduct, man, dude, change it around. Turn it around as best you can. So yeah. Speaking of turning things around the best you can and just helping a sister out, check this out. If you're liking my channel, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Right now, do it. Right now, do it. So if you're just tuning into my channel, and I've been covering I think we're on like story number 4 of 5, bringing the breaking news. Shout out to you guys for your continued support. And one of the things that you can do is go ahead and hit the like button if you like what you see. Okay. And if you're still not sure, stick around. Maybe there's something that I will cover or talk about or do that you'll be like, there it is. Now that is worth my like. Okay. So find your moment. Okay. I'm here with that. I'm definitely here for that. I don't want no like that's disingenuous. So anyway, Kraft has Kraft, I saw this yesterday and I was like, okay, this can't be serious. Kraft is offering customers a $20 apology for their cream cheese shortage. All right. So those of you that and the thing about it is the article that I saw yesterday said Kraft is basically paying their consumers to not make cream cheese. So let's see what this is about. Let's see. Hopefully there's no music here.
This is not an empty shelf. It's a holiday tradition waiting another year. Because having a hard time finding cream cheese on shelves means having a hard time putting cheesecakes on tables. And we get that. So let's do this. This year, turn that famous cheesecake into those famous brownies. End your meal with a friendly fight over the last holiday cupcake. Share some cookies. Anything that'll make you feel anything in that cheesecake-shaped hole in your holiday heart. Seriously.
Really? Why isn't the video playing?
You bake it, we'll buy it. Or get it store-bought, pretend you baked it, and we'll buy that too. Because this year, if you can't spread Philly, spread the feeling. For your chance to reserve a free dessert up to $20 with a valid receipt, visit spreadthefeeling.com.
They are serious, y'all. Wow.
This is not an...
Wow. Okay. Kraft is offering a pony up $20 for dessert supplies to help customers who were unable to find and make cream cheese due to a shortage of the Philadelphia cream cheese. Were y'all really that pressed? Were you guys really that pressed? I'm not going to say I noticed a shortage. I was able to get cream cheese over the holidays. I was definitely able to get cream cheese after the holidays, after Thanksgiving. Well, it appears that Kraft is saying, listen, I will pay up to $20. Go buy you some brownies, go get you some cakes, go get you some cookies. But unfortunately, you won't probably be able to make your famous Kraft cream cheese, what is it called? Cheesecake. I didn't even notice. Leave a comment down below if you noticed over Thanksgiving or just in the past couple of weeks that you can't find Kraft cream cheese. That's crazy to me, but it's interesting. It's a marketing genius. I will say that. It's a genius strategy because it turns a negative into a positive, and then people get something out of it. Hell, nowadays people love to get $1. So the company set up a special website, y'all, at which the first 18,000 people to register on Friday and Saturday will be able to apply for a $20 reimbursement for their desserts. So just like the commercial just said that we just watched, the commercial basically said like, hey, you can't find it, go get some brownies, make a cake, and we'll pay you. Don't worry about the cream cheese. The promotion is designed to ease customers' concerns about the shortages of Kraft Philadelphia cream cheese, which has been quickly vanishing from the shelves amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Kraft Heinz, which produces the Philadelphia brand, said it's seen a demand spike for several products, and that it shipped 35% more of this product last year. The statement says, as more people continue to eat breakfast at home and use cream cheese as an ingredient in its desserts, we expect to see a trend to continue. Bagel shop owners are weighing in, and they said, listen, owners say suppliers tell them that supply chain issues also are caused and is impacting the shortages, which some are citing the lack of containers. I did see that in the news. Containers are shortage, to go lids, all of that. They're saying that they are definitely feeling it. So anyway, as I said, let me know what you think as my computer is doing what it does. I didn't notice at all. Ruby King says, I didn't know because I buy Philadelphia cream cheese often. Because you do or don't. We were able to purchase it. I thought that was weird when I saw it. But like I said, take a negative and turn it into a positive. I didn't see like a significant lack of cream cheese. But then again, you know, I'm not like a connoisseur. So I talked about that. So Melania appears to be tossing. Let me zoom in. So if you're just tuning in, yes, I sound a little nasally. Yes, I got a little cold because it's a little cold here. And I'm over it. I'm so over it. I'm like, no, I'm over it. Anyway, I'm done whining about my little cold. And we're going to chug through the stories with my heating pad on my lap. So anyway, former First Lady Melania Trump announced Thursday the first NFT or non-fungible token to be sold on her newly launched platform. So first, I didn't know she had a platform, and then now she has this NFT. I must admit, I'm going to tell you as a disclaimer, I am reporting this because I found it interesting that she's tossing her head in this token trend, so to speak, or I don't know. I don't want to call it a trend, but this new way of gaining wealth and transferring and all of that. Okay. But in the process, I do want to admit, the Bitcoin just kind of blows my mind. I don't get it. I've had several people, including my husband, try to explain it. And I'm just like, I don't get it. Like, I'm not going to the Target and like, and he's like, people do spend Bitcoin. And I'm like, where? Like, what? Whatever. And then crypto coin and this, and that, and the other. Well, like I said, Melania has thrown her head in a hat, and she tweeted, I am proud to announce my new NFT endeavor, which embodies my passion for the arts and will support my ongoing commitment to children through my Be Best initiative, she tweeted. Through this new technology-based platform, we will provide children computer science skills, including programming and software development, to thrive after they age out of foster care community. Now, that is the part that I hold near and dear as a former foster parent, and just one that just has a love for children and understands and knows that the children that are aging out, the teenagers, the older children that unfortunately most people don't want to adopt, have a hard time with that transition. And so if you're giving them skills on their way to transition into adulthood, because that's the thing, they transition and they may get to a halfway house, but they're on their own. And think about the psychological aspects where some of them were in foster care from birth on up. And basically the message is you're not wanted, even though people like me, if I can adopt 1,000 kids, I would. I mean, but that's just me. Anyway, her first NFT called Melania's Vision can be purchased anytime before the end of the month. The NFT is a watercolor done by artist Marc-Antoine Colon and is being sold for 1 unit of SOL cryptocurrency, just over $180. It will include an audio recording from Trump. The new platform, which is powered by Parler, will regularly release NFTs, CNN reports. Trump is the latest celebrity to announce NFT. Last month, BTS label Hybe said it was circulating digital photo cards of artists on a new NFT platform. So it sounds like that's the wave of the future. It sounds like that's the wave of getting funding. It's the wave of getting your art out or whatever it is, your projects out, and it's digital. So it's immediate or just about as immediate. It would be too hard for me to be a foster parent. I wouldn't want to give the kids back. You know what, Trash Can Waves? That is the most common thing that a lot of people said and they didn't understand. And the best way that I can say it is what I would always tell people. I would rather deal with the heartbreak, and we have dealt with the heartbreak of giving those kids back if it meant that they would have 6 months, a year, a month of stability and love. And so I can deal with that as the adult. I can deal with the heartbreak. I can deal with it. I can get over it. I can do whatever it is that I need to do emotionally. But the fact and the thought of these kids living in these shelters and stuff is so heartbreaking to me. And like I said, my husband knows if I can adopt, that is my absolute dream. I'm telling you right now, when I win the lottery and you're like, oh, it's the lottery lady. I'm telling you, I'm going to get a whole block, put them houses together, or I'm just going to build a huge mansion and I'm going to get all the kids. And my thing is, it will not be called a foster home and it won't be called an orphanage or anything else like that. I'm going to get those kids dignity. It's their home. So yeah, I get it. And it is hard. Don't get me wrong. It is hard, but it was a heartbreak that I was willing to go through to give those kids stability that they needed and just a love. And oh man, I can tell you some stories. So anyway, nobody want that chemical tasting cheese. I do not. I like the whipped one. I don't like the old school one. That's from wearing 2 masks, Melissa. You're going to get asthma. I don't go nowhere. I haven't worn a mask since we went to that play last week. That was the last time I wore a mask. No, it's from it being freaking cold outside and seeping this coldness into my house. Oh, cold self. Anyway, it would be too hard for me to be okay. So we said that. Heavily invested in DWAC. Okay, DWAC. I think that's what he's saying. Again, I'm gonna have to look into that, Trash Can Waves, because I know a lot about a lot of things, but this is interesting to me because I didn't know this was a thing. So I got to look into that. Mommy dearest, absolutely not. My Foster children loved me. And the thing is, like I said, I gave those kids, we gave those kids dignity and love and all of that. So yeah, but I know you clowning. He like, nope, you gonna be mommy dearest up in this piece. Talking about Arizona woman. No. So anyway, she has her Melania is throwing her hat in that. So we gotta see. Because like I said, I don't know much about that. Did you guys hear about the Louisiana judge that was, I'm gonna say allegedly, caught on, where is it? Caught on tape. Where is she? There we go. Caught on her child. Stop. Yep, I knew I was frozen. Okay, now I'm not. So, and I'm connected, y'all. I am connected. So it's annoying at this point. So anyway, this Louisiana judge used racial slurs. She made news. So this is her. She made news yesterday or the day before because her and her family, okay. How about I play it?
Judge Michelle Odney from a case that went before her. Deidrick Lawrence, who pled no contest to OWI second offense motion, has been filed to remove Judge Michelle Odney from a case that went before her. Deidrick Lawrence, who pled no contest to OWI second offense before the judge back in September, was sentenced to unsupervised probation for 2 years. His attorneys accuse Odney of being prejudiced and biased against African Americans by using her own words in this widely viewed video on social media, and that disqualifies her from being fair and impartial under state law.
Oh boy.
This situation is similar to another judge in Louisiana. Former Ascension Parish Judge Jesse LeBlanc resigned after text messages showed her using racial slurs to describe court employees. While exchanging those messages with a deputy she was having an affair with.
Oh no.
At the time, the district attorney reviewed back cases and sent thousands of letters to every defendant who ever appeared before her over an 8-year time span. There were only 4 or 5 cases that raised a red flag. Those cases have since been resolved. However, in these types of situations, there's no time limit for raising an issue. It remains to be seen whether or not Lafayette City Court will do the same to notify former defendants whose cases were decided by Judge Odney.
Okay. So Judge, let me press pause.
Holiday shopping.
Pause. We won't hear it. And let's turn the sound out. So Judge Odney was seen, basically, her and her family were looking at the Ring camera and they noticed that somebody was prowling cars. And the things that she said was horrendous. She thought it was funny. They all thought it was funny. Okay. And so it went viral yesterday and the day before, I want to say. Today, of course, she's taking an unpaid leave of absence after she repeatedly used the racial slur in a video recorded at her home and posted to social media. So not only did she basically, because we've done it when we had prowlers and we've seen people prowling our car, and that really pisses us off. And so we're watching the Ring camera or whatever. That's common for neighbors to do. But then the problem is, so there's nothing wrong with her looking at the Ring recording. But the problem is, as a judge, the language that she used, and they laughed about it. You got to find the video. And but then I find it funny that she was crazy enough to post it. They were laughing and saying racial slurs, heard from the viewers. So it was like a family thing. Like they were watching the whole Zoom thing or the Ring video, and they just thought it was funny. The people weren't visible on camera, but they watched 2 people capture the suspect. She used the racial slurs, and now she says she feels humiliated, embarrassed, and sorry for harm she caused the community. There's no place for this kind of language, especially among members of the judiciary who have the most important role in administering justice in our state. And so that's what's being called to question. If this is the way she felt, if this is the way, it was so funny and we're going to laugh and say all these racial slurs. How does she really feel about the people that she's supposed to bring justice to, whether it's in a positive way or a negative way? And so now this judge, and that's her right there, that's her picture, she is now taking an unpaid leave of absence. So time will tell if her case will be the same as the judge that we previously saw in that video, where they went back and informed all her defendants, or the people that she tried, so to speak, people that had cases before her. We'll see what happens with that. I don't know, because yes, there's it's if you watch the video, I did see the video. I'm not going to play it here, but if you watch the video, like I said, there's people off camera and they are just saying some very, very derogatory things. And so I can see why she is now being required to take an unpaid leave of absence, because again, this is what people think. And I think that's the scary part about it. When you think about teachers having bias, and just anybody, people, chefs having bias, they're making your food. They're doing one of the most intimate things. Your doctors, your lawyers, man, that kind of bias, it's just annoying that we still are having this conversation in the world. So anyway, I'm gonna change the tone, the tone a little bit, because that's enough of that. And where we're at, we're almost at 40 minutes. So Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, leave a comment down below if you think the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reboot is needed. Very often I am team leave stuff alone. All right, so everybody's like, oh, do your wires. I'm playing with my wires now. Are you guys here for a Fresh Prince reboot? I can live without it. But it don't matter. They're going to have one on Peacock. They're going to have one on Peacock. So anyway, and let me see. I think the last thing I wanted to end with is Mr. Joe Biden. Let me see if I can give you a graphic of what he looks like. Yeah, Shatika's like, nope, not interested. Yeah, I don't know if the listen, I'm gonna sound real ignorant right now, but I don't know if it's the cold air that's causing the internet to lag, because I am connected through the Ethernet. We have top-notch internet, but I do see myself dragging, so I apologize for that. Will Smith, aka Fruity in the, oh my gosh, this one. I can't read that comment. So anyway, listen, I'm not even gonna click on the article. I'm like, just leave it alone. Let us enjoy the replays. But it doesn't need a reboot. Here, I wasn't here for the Wonder Years reboot. I'm not. Okay, that was one of my favorite shows. It didn't need a reboot as far as I'm concerned, and it didn't need a black cast reboot. I don't know. That's just my opinion. So on to the last story. If my internet ever behaves. Y'all know that I have, if you've been listening to me for at least a year, you know that I continue to say that this is under anybody, okay? This is not a Joe Biden thing. This is not a Trump thing, because it seems that under any presidency, money seems to be found when they want to find it. Well, a $2.5 trillion bill has been signed by Biden to raise the federal debt ceiling by $2.5 trillion. President Joe Biden signed a bill Thursday to raise the U.S. debt ceiling to $2.5 trillion after Senate Democrats and Republicans hammered out a deal this week to avoid a filibuster. Again, I'm not going to say that my degree is focused in finance or anything. just in a layman's term, I don't know how this continues to happen. Again, under any presidency, the debt ceiling continues to be raised to get whatever it is that they want to get done. It is so ghetto. It is so ghetto because one of the main things that is definitely promoted in America, which is definitely encouraged in America, is to be debt free. And it just seems that the government is not one to be the great example of that. So you're going to have to find your own greatest love of all, your own greatest example of that within yourself. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen had warned Congress that defaulting on the national debt could have a catastrophic consequences for the U.S. economy. And that's what I'm talking about. The United States has never defaulted on its debt obligations. Failing to reach an agreement would have stopped payments that millions of Americans rely on, including federal workers' paychecks, Medicare benefits, and military salaries. The debt ceiling increase and covers all necessary funding until 2023, meaning the issue won't need to be addressed again until 2022 midterm elections. Now, again, I said this before the last time we were talking about these the debt ceiling and raising stuff and all of that. It's really annoying. It's really, really annoying. Because, you know, as Trash Can Wave says, okay, Trump lowered it. But my point is, when there was time for Trump to find money for whatever it is he found money for, whether it was the debt ceiling or military or arms or whatever, they seem to find all this money. And especially when you think about what was going on during the pandemic. And it's concerning me, you know, but also to think, okay, we're going to raise the debt ceiling and then we're going to talk about this again in 2023. And what do you think is going to happen in 2023? It reminds me, and I could be wrong, because again, I'm not an economist. I'm talking from a layman's term and just thinking about how we run our household. You cannot live, you should not, I shall say, credit card to credit card. A lot of people live paycheck to paycheck, so I'm not even talking about that. But it's not paycheck to paycheck, but it's more so credit card to credit card, credit situation to credit situation. That's not sustainable. I don't know anybody that hasn't gotten in over their heads because they're living beyond their means, so to speak. And then they just go from credit card and, oh, let me ask for a credit increase. So if you are an economist or you understand this further than my layman's terms, tell me, am I off? Am I off with this as far as this is what this feels like? Let's see what Trash Can Wave says. Because instead of trashing military equipment, he sold it to our allies and also made them pay their fair share because we were covering their country's debts. No, I get what you're saying. And again, I think under every presidency, you know, a lot of times when I think about the Department of Education and funding for that and how it just never seems to be enough money for that. And then when there is arms or I don't know, military or something else, just or whatever it is that the president at the time, and right now we're talking about Biden, needs to have money for, it's just like one signature away. Let's just increase it. And I've said it and I've been saying it. How? That's so ghetto. It's ghetto. I said what I said. So anyway, y'all, like I said, if you're watching this and you understand this a little bit more, I would love to hear from you. So leave a comment down below. It's like, hey, Melissa, okay, you're right on that, but this is what you're looking at it differently. Because again, like I said, this is not my expertise. My hell, none of my degrees we discussed any of this. So yeah, sounds like Biden not a good businessman. I don't think Trump was either, though. But I think Trump's his method of business didn't make him a good business plan. But Trump wasn't a hell of a businessman. You know, he has businesses. His business practices are being questioned to this point. But I did appreciate some of his Trump's business mindset, especially, I told you this before, when you're talking about foreign policy. I'm with it 100%. But I'm not going to sit up here and pretend that Trump was this master businessman. We're seeing the house of cards falling down now. Trump lived on credit. And a lot of people would say, well, that's the way to go. What's the point of living and having business if you can't live on credit? But I just know, as civilians, as just normal everyday Americans, your house of cards are going to come crashing through if you're living beyond your means. If you're pushing the credit ceiling so that you can go get this or go get that or go do this or go do that. That's not the way I find is a healthy way to live. I'll just say it that way. It's not a way to prosperity because you're living beyond your means. 60-year low debt average says otherwise. Lowest unemployment in America in the past 20 years for Blacks, 6% unemployment. Okay. And part of that unemployment, again, trash can waves. I don't even have the energy to go back and forth. But what I'm talking about is a lot of people want to tout this man as this great businessman, and he wasn't. I don't care what you say. We're still seeing the ramifications of some of his business decisions, point blank, period. And we also know that some of this unemployment, the trends from unemployment, is definitely from the administration prior. Am I saying he was terrible in that regard? Yes. Like I said, there are some business the business mindset that he had, for sure, especially as it related to foreign policy, was beneficial to America, for sure. But what I'm talking about right now, under any president, you will find any president that decides, hey, Adrian, to push that debt ceiling. Girl, you catching me on the rounding end of things. The president that did the most for the people in the past 20 years, then meet you in the middle. Listen, you got to listen, because I told you, I'm not completely he was just an ass. If he was packaged differently and implemented things a lot differently and spoke a little, like, I didn't want every day, like when America said they didn't want a politician, we didn't want that extreme. I didn't want that. But that's what we got. Real talk. Did I understand that Kraft Philadelphia cream cheese has a hookup on some free cakes? Yes, ma'am. They said Friday and Saturday, go to the website. I talked about what the website is, so you got to catch the replay. Go to the website, sign up. So then up to $20 when you buy brownies, cakes, or cookies. They said just run us the receipt and we will offer you a refund. The greatest businessmen are a-holes. Some are, but I get you. Some are. But also, I also think that, I don't know, just morally, he just disgusts me. That's all. He just disgusts me as a person. Your papa had me. Okay. Listen, you know what? You're gonna have to from now on, I'm gonna make y'all put an emoji in front of when y'all talking to each other, so that way I don't even click on it. When you pick a lawyer, you want a nice lawyer or an a-hole. That's a lawyer. That's not my president. That's my lawyer. But I also want a lawyer that's an a-hole to someone else, but not to me, the person that he says that he's representing. That is the problem. So anyway, decorum mattered to me. Decorum mattered. Morals mattered. Being able to speak to people mattered. All that wonderful stuff. That mattered to me. Okay, let me give y'all an emoji. What emoji should these two have before they speak to each other? Because I'm looking down and then I want to comment and then no. So anyway, we topped off the hour, and let me let you guys know what's going on for the rest of the week. So tomorrow, tune in because we are going to be baking and decorating cookies in my normal sipping and just saying slot. And I think I have it for 5 o'clock. So if you're going to be looking for me at 4 tomorrow, don't. We're going to have the kids and we'll be baking and decorating cookies and stuff like that on tomorrow. Then on Saturday, I'm not, what am I doing on Saturday? What did I do? I don't know. Then we have Saturday, and then Sunday. Make sure that okay. I'm so over this darn internet. Then on Sunday, come out because it looks like that is when we are going to be doing your favorite content creator holiday Christmas party. So that is the date. That is Sunday. So make sure you tune in. And again, I apologize for the little snuffy nose, but it is what it is. And I will see you guys. Wait, and then I think I was going to do something else on my other channel. But anyway, that's it, y'all. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. StreamYard is tripping. Let's just blame StreamYard. But yeah, make sure you tune in, hit the notification bell so that way you'll know when I go live. Because like I said, I know my next show will be tomorrow where we will have the kids and we will be decorating cookies. So, and baking. So we'll have Melissa in the kitchen. So anyway, thank you, Trash Can Waste. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you, Shatika. All of you that are catching the replay, catching the video on replay. Make sure you, like I said, make sure you leave a comment. Okay. And I will see you guys in a minute. Bye-bye.